After spending my first night in Kagga Kamma under cool, crisp skies of the Bokkerveld, I was ready to tackle a day of 4x4ing.
It was pretty damn windy and quite chilly last night actually. And this tent, it managed. It managed. But it was very disruptive to my sleep. Second I woke up and saw the light was coming up, decided let's get to it.
It was a great feeling being able to leave my campsite behind and head out nice and early to hit the trail.
Okay, so because it's super rocky and it's very slippery rock and there's a lot of thick sand and stuff like that, I'm going to take my tire pressures down quite a bit. I think I'm going to go about 1 bar, and maybe if I need to I'll go a little bit lower. I find with the BF Goodriches you can go quite low, and you actually need to go quite low to get the same kind of grip as other tires, I think, because they're so hard. So yeah, let's see how it goes. It should be alright. It's a bit bumpy at the moment, so hopefully dropping the pressures down to about 1 bar should really ease things a little bit, make it a bit more comfortable and give us a bit more grip on the slippery rock.
I've been so keen to get some serious off-roading done, especially while I've got the Jimny in such a light configuration for this trip. I haven't been on a proper 4x4 trail in quite a while, and getting to be out here in such a spectacular environment is certainly something special. And with the golden morning light starting to break over the horizon, this drive was certainly going to be one I won't be forgetting anytime soon. The scenery out here has a unique beauty about it. It's wild and rugged, the perfect spot for some solo adventuring.
So we've hit checkpoint 44, which means the tough stuff is about to start. I have no idea what to expect, but the Jimny is in really good form at the moment, and you know what? We're gonna give it a bash.
I really love getting out into the wilderness, having the opportunity to escape for a bit and experience something new.
One thing I love about filming is really getting into the environments where I travel. A lot of the time you sit in the car and you just drive and you go through all the terrain and all that stuff, and maybe you'll stop at a viewpoint, but you know, I get out every time I take a shot. In, out, walk the terrain a bit, experience the beauty. It's very cool.
As I kept going along the trail, the road started to get more and more rocky, and it's something you just have to take slowly and carefully. But a few bumps here and there would be inevitable. And this is where underbody protection and suspension lifts can become quite valuable, because it felt like these roads hadn't been driven in a while, and I would certainly foresee a lot of road building in the near future. But at least with scenery and views like this, I could just soak it in and enjoy the experience. And taking it slow probably wouldn't be so bad in the end anyways. However, I do see this trail putting my equipment to the test for sure, especially the tires and the suspension. This is where it's super important to have a light vehicle and strong sidewalls.
Whew, the steps are pretty gnarly. Jimny's flexing well, but these steps are big, so I'm just taking it really slow, taking it easy, don't want to damage the car. But I mean, the views? Whew, this is taking me back to 3 provinces, and that was something special. So I thought that section was bad. This is ridiculous. I don't really know if you can even see this on camera, but that is steep and that is super rocky.
I mean, there's nothing I could really do besides give it a go. Try and be super cautious and just take it easy. and I noticed that although steep, the first section had solid ground and wouldn't be too bad. So after clearing the tight blind corner, I slowly made my way to the halfway mark, where I stopped the vehicle to move some rocks around and try give myself a better surface to come down on. But with the rocks being so loose and not having a spotter to guide me precisely, it was bound to be a bit of a surfing contest. But keeping the clutch in and just using the brakes to slowly ease the vehicle down got me through it in the end, even if it was a little bit messy.
I think from here it's pretty chilled. Now we're going to make our way down into the little valley, into the mountains.
Chilled it certainly wasn't. The road ahead would take us through rocky switchbacks with dramatic panoramic views and plenty of road building. And all I tried to do was even out some of the steep steps to try and smooth out the descent and to keep it safe. Because the last thing you want is to damage your vehicle in the middle of nowhere, completely out of cell phone range, just because you're a bit lazy and didn't want to get out of the vehicle.
So we've come all the way down the mountain and we're in a valley. It was a wild run, that last section, I'll be honest with you. It was really intense. It was just these rocks all the way down.
Now I have to give credit where credit is due, and the vehicle setup for this trip was focused on being light and nimble, and it really excelled out there on the trail, especially with only the essentials and a little bit of backup fuel, just in case.
It's wild out here. It's really nice. It's really nice. But it is certainly something that you don't want to be out here all day, because it gets hot out here and it is dry and there is nothing around. And that's best enjoyed in the early morning and the late afternoon. So I think my midday shenanigans are going to be taking it pretty damn easy.
After spending the rest of the day by the pool by the main camp, it was time to get back and set up for the afternoon and make my little base camp, where I would spend the rest of the afternoon filming all sorts of new videos for you guys. So make sure to subscribe and tune in to the next videos, where I look at some of the awesome products that I use on my trips and give you my feedback on having the Jimny for over a year. Let me know down below in the comments if there's anything in particular on my vehicle you would want me to review. But for now, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next adventure.